everyone. We are going to be working with independent and dependent variables today. Believe it or not, you have used these before. You may not have known it. So we're going to go through where we see them in math and in science too, and then you can use this information for your assignments. To get started, we want to talk about what are variables. Now, you have heard this word before, especially when you were working with your science fair project. So we define variables as symbols or letters that represent numbers whose values can change. They act as placeholders for those numbers. So these variables are usually letters X and Y, and they represent the numbers that we can put into the equation. We can also use other letters too, like for example, maybe we use the letter H to represent the number of hours, but typically in math we use X and Y just because it's pretty general. And then the thing that we're going to be talking about today is that variables can either be dependent or independent, and I'll show you what that means. So if a variable is independent, that means that it is the fixed variable. It does not rely on any other variables in order to change, but instead it can be manipulated. Make sure you write that down in your notes. The dependent variable is the responding variable. It is affected by the independent variable. Therefore, it relies on or depends on the independent variable to change. This is the variable that is measured. So this variable does not change unless something about the independent variable changes. So to give you a real-world example, I want you to go back and think about your science fair project. Whether you knew it or not, you were using independent and dependent variables. The variable that you were changing was your manipulated variable, which is also called the independent variable. So the thing about your project that you changed after however many trials you did, that is the independent variable because it did not depend on anything else. It was simply just changed by you changing it. The variable you were measuring for your project was the responding variable. So how high did something go? How long did it take something to dissolve? What temperature was something? Whatever it was that you measured was a responding variable. That is called the dependent variable. It was dependent on whatever the manipulated variable was at that time. I'll give you another example. So when we did our Alka-Seltzer dissolving experiment in class, we changed the size of the tablets, so that was a manipulated variable, and we measured how long it took for those tablets to dissolve. That was a responding variable. Now this is where it gets important. Because the time it took for the tablet to dissolve depends on the size of the tablet, so the smaller the tablet was broken down into, the faster it dissolved. The time it took depended on the size of the tablet. That means that the size of the tablet was the independent variable because the size of the tablet was not affected by the time it took to dissolve, but rather the time it took to dissolve was dependent on the tablet size, so the time would be the dependent variable. Okay, a couple other things I want to go through where you see independent and dependent representations specifically in math. So in the equations that we're working with and that we've been working with for a couple weeks now, the x variable is the independent variable and the y variable is the dependent variable. Write that down in your notes. Now when we're working with tables, and this is specifically for vertical tables, the independent variable is always on the left and the dependent variable is always on the right. So in this example I have here, it looks like it's a representation for how much rain there was. So the number of hours that it rained is independent and it influences how many inches of rain accumulated over that time. So the inches of rain is dependent on how long it rained, not vice versa. Now if you ever see a horizontal table, the independent variable is always on the top and the dependent variable is always on the bottom. Last but not least, when we have graphs, the x-coordinates, so anything along the horizontal line, represents the independent quantities, and the y-coordinates represent the dependent quantities. So anything that's on the vertical line here. Remember, this is dependent on this. All right, if you have any questions, please let us know. Good luck this week.